Hey guys, Rho here. Before I begin today, I know everyone wants to talk about the IP changes for the animation films and movies, and honestly I don't really know what to say as I'm just as lost as you are. Obviously I've stopped using the fan art backgrounds at the moment because I don't quite know if that's something we can do anymore. If I have to set up a camera and you just see my ugly face as we have our conversations, then that's what I'll do. Yeah, I think if you guys have learned anything about me on here, it's that I just love talking with you. Hopefully things can carry on and maybe we'll just have to shake up the format a little bit, such as me being on camera instead. However, before we crack on with today's conversation, I also have a big favour to ask. I would really appreciate it if you wouldn't mind giving my other channels a sub. I'll put the links in the description and up on the screen if I can, but the first one is Rho Reviews, where obviously it's just going to be me doing reviews, which obviously we've done on here before for Black Library books. Rho Reviews will mainly be for films or TV series. I've already had a suggestion of top 5 adventure movies ranked, which is definitely something I'm interested in doing, and the first upload of the new Jungle Cruise movie is up now. Also, as you know, I have a golden retriever puppy named Shelby, and she has just been an absolute ray of sunshine for me over the past year. Honestly, the happiest little bundle of joy with everything going on with all the COVID lockdowns. And while my missus has been trying hard to make her Insta famous over the past year, we have had a YouTube channel for her as well, which is named Shelby T. There's only a few old family videos from the last lockdown Christmas on there at the moment, but we've decided we want to upload on there weekly properly. So this weekend our first real upload will be going live. So if you'd like to see more of Shelby and get to know me and the missus a bit more, then please give us a subscribe over there. Obviously it's hard to get YouTube channels going, so we would really appreciate it. In the unlikely event that you're also into football, I do also have a football transfer news channel called The Transfer Pad. But with all that jargon out the way, let's just get on to today. Now today we discuss the fabled cursed founding, as we ask the question, was the cursed founding a part of Belisarius Cawl's experiments? General spoiler warning to begin, as we will be discussing events from across the history of Warhammer 40k, so you have been warned. But with that said, let's just jump straight in. Okay, so the cursed founding. For those that may not be aware, a founding is the creation of several Space Marine chapters, in most cases directly from order by the High Lords of Terror themselves, as the chapters are founded. Thus these events are called foundings. Though these events are rare and monumental in their own right, over the years there have been many. The first founding, for example, was the creation of the original Space Marine legions, and the second founding the breaking down of the legions after the Horus Heresy, the creation of the Space Marine chapters as we know them today. The cursed founding, however, was the 21st founding. Now the cursed founding is thus called for the unfortunate fate that has seemed to befall all of the chapters that it created. The Lamenters chapter had a weakening of the floor, a part of their Blood Angels' heritage. The Black Dragons have bones that protrude from their skin, forming huge weapons and blades, and the aptly named Flame Falcons began to be consumed by their own power. And then the Sons of Antaeus are said to have an almost metallic bone structure. This, of course, is not the total of the founding, and there are many more unknown chapters out there. Now, while it has long been rumoured that this was an attempt to improve and clean the chapter's gene seed, I really think this could tie in heavily to a certain Belisarius Cawl. And the theories have been out there for a while now, that the cursed founding could have well been one of his earlier attempts at improving on the Emperor's design. So what do we know? Well, we know Cawl was tasked by Guilliman at the end of the heresy at improving the Emperor's design and creating a new breed of Astartes weapon. So he has been working on this for 10,000 years behind the scenes. We know he was experimenting on the Legion gene seed. We know he even looked into removing the flaws of certain bloodlines, namely the Blood Angels and Space Wolves, which would tie in brilliantly to the problems faced by the Lamenters. It could in fact have been this event that led to Cawl deciding the Emperor intended the flaws, having tried to fix them once and seeing it go catastrophically wrong. He then decided the Emperor must have intended them to be. Knowing Cawl's ego in his own prowess, that would go a long way to making sense of his decision. And then also the almost metal bones of the Sons of Antaeus, most definitely sounding akin to the Primaris Marines that would come to be. Could in fact the Sons of Antaeus have been an earlier prototype for the design of the future Primaris? In truth, if this theory were to be true, Belisarius Cawl's earlier attempts do appear to have been far more extreme than the eventual Primaris designs we would receive. If his prototype Alpha Primus is anything to go by, a psyker of immense power, I really feel this could be tied to the cursed founding. Having the chapter The Flame Falcons burst into flames, being unharmed by their own power, that certainly ties in heavily to psychic use to me. Having evidence of Cawl experimenting with such things with Alpha Primus, it really all feels that it ties together quite well. The more that you look at it, the more you can see the common bonds that could make the theory all the more likely. And I absolutely love the thought of it being true. There are countless cursed founding chapters we still know nothing about. There is so much more room for this narrative to be expanded. Perhaps even sign of Cawl experimenting with traitor gene seed, because we've already seen the hints that that is more than likely. The Sons of the Phoenix, anyone? But for all the promise of this theory, there is a big stumbling block in the way, and that's that Guilliman dispatched Cawl onto this task in complete and utter secret. While I'm sure there are some who undoubtedly know of Cawl's work, it doesn't appear to be information known by the High Lords, at least given their reaction upon Guilliman's return and his unveiled Primaris creations. It's not impossible, as he clearly had the means to create the Primaris and on a large scale by himself. But it's the official founding of the chapters, the official records, that make it all the more unlikely. Because the first founding is recorded. It is an official founding. I just can't see how Cawl could have done this without direct help from Terra. But as always guys, what do you think? Is this one a good theory? It's one I definitely like the sound of. Unfortunately, it's just not one I can say it's definitely possible. Is it something we may see developed in future years? Or is it just a fan theory and will always remain so? As always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Huge thank you to all my subscribers, your support truly means a lot to me, it really does. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too? But with that said, I am off and I'll see you all again real soon.